Alright, welcome back guys to another Discord League cast. We have a round of 32 match here between Erik and Goateh. And it looks like the players are ready. They've just done their mulligans, so I'm going to just quickly go through the list here. It actually should be pretty interesting, as it looks like Goat here is playing a Scorpion Crab list, so it is a much more aggressive list. We see triple Fawning Diplomat stands out here, triple Fawning Diplomat, double Censure, pretty good combination, you know, you get the favor. We only see 2 calling in favors as attachment control, so it'll definitely help him in this matchup. We see triple Policy Debate, we see 2 Cloud the Mind, 2 Fans, 3 Pathfinder's Blades, 2 Reprieves, and then 3 Stoic Gunsos, which is a character that it's a 2-cost 2/1 with 1 glory, and it has action during a conflict. Sacrifice a friendly character to give +3 military until the end of the conflict. This gives Scorpion a really strong military character that they normally don't have. So I'm interested to see how this works out. I think the Fawning Diplomats are going to be really, really strong versus Erik, who, you know, against Yoshi and stuff. Alright, so looking at Erik's list here, so Erik went 6-1 and finished top 16 at Paris. So, you know, he played very, very well. He played a list almost identical to this, if not identical to this. We see Yoshi and Hataru. We see 1 Assassination, 1 Censure, 1 Noble Sack, and yeah, that's going to be it. So it's pretty standard Crane Dragon. I'm pretty excited to see how this match is going to play out. It should be good. The players are set to go. We have, looks like Goat won the die roll. Alright, so both players draw 5. Not surprised. We do see a Fawning Diplomat on turn 1 with Face-Up Kakita Yoshi here. So that's a very good block by Goat. So even if Goat doesn't win, he gets to basically deny Yoshi for a full turn cycle. Really, really strong. We see Brash Samurai and Challenger coming out for Erik. Interesting that Erik isn't attacking with Challenger first. He's probably scared of running into the Shameful Display. We do see him poke Pilgrimage here, so that's going to give Seeker of Void Fate to Goat, and that will give him up to 3. I'm going to see if he has any Yojimbos in his list. I saw, well, this will let him play Gunso with 1 Fate. So Goateh's conflict characters are 2 Kachikos, 1 Meek Informant, 3 Gunso. Erik has 8 conflict characters, actually. 3 Stewards, 2 Harriers, and 3 Rivals. Alright, so, sorry guys, some admin stuff's happening here. So we see a defense coming out here by Young Rumormonger, and we see a For Shame coming. Erik chooses to bow, and then we see a favorable ground out. Are we going to see a conflict character? Oh no, it's Pilgrimage, so that's not even going to matter. I upped the bitrate, Zergling, so maybe that worked out for you. I don't know, but I'm glad that it works out for you. So Goateh here is just pulling up. I believe that he hadn't, Goateh. So we see a assassination attempted on the rumor monger, and then we see an edict coming out here. It looks like no voice of honor from Erik. Really unfortunate. So another really nice part about Fawning Diplomat is it has 0 glory. So if you hit her with a dishonored status, it's actually not that bad. So we see Pathfinder's Blade coming out here for Goateh here, and looks like a military attack's gonna come out here. Probably gonna challenge Void if I had to guess. Yeah, Grody, I think they didn't value. I think they misvalued glory. I think glory was seen by Fantasy Flight as strictly a positive, whereas in practice it's come out to be strictly as a negative, having high glory at the moment. There's just a lot easier ways to get dishonored than honored, and stat buffs like from attachments or events are a little bit easier. So I'm gonna grab Luke here for a co-cast, and should be awesome.
Hello, this is Luke.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Are we live?
We are indeed live. We're on turn 1. I'll message you the password.
Alright, thanks.
So we see an attack here come out from Manicure Garden. Erik is going to get Seeker Fate and the Garden Fate. We see Pathfinder's Blade not being used to block the garden. Well, we won't have like another 3-hour snooze fest here. Goateh is actually playing Scorpion Crab with a pretty interesting use of his influence. He's playing 3 Stoic Gunsos. So we see a Steward of Law come out here. And looks like we're going to see a For Shame combo, probably, unless Goateh here has an assassination.
Yeah, I think we're holding on Erik here, right?
Yeah. Yep. He's trying to figure out. Looks like he's just not going to play anything. He's just going to not take the one honor loss from unopposed. He's going to lose the conflict. Interesting that Goateh here chose to do fire instead of void. So void is still on the table. Oh, that's probably why Erik played the steward, actually. Right, because then his challenger
essentially he turned off the ability to dishonor the challenger without committing an extra card, which is an excellent way for Crane players to protect their board. An honored rumor monger is a good thing, but I mean, a dishonored challenger is much worse. I wonder what Goateh is gonna search for here. Court games is a good one. Whether they had that in hand or just found it off the top 5, that ability to dig deep with Secret Cache is really quite good.
Yeah, I definitely... I think it's maybe a little bit risky for Erik to attack into a new province. Maybe you just want to get the ring and take it off the board. Maybe force a block. Well, another for
Yeah, I find that all of my good rules of thumb for Crane from back in core, if you follow all of them, you're just not aggressive enough to seal out any games. And attacking with a 2 glory character in a political conflict alone on round 1 is sort of one of those dangerous attacks that you can make. But Erik wanted to get that scout in, which I can't really blame him. He doesn't want to be too passive.
It's just tough, right? Because if you hit shameful, also it's horrific. So we see the players are gonna have to manually unbow their characters.
Yeah, I've been playing a bunch today, and I've had to do it in all of my games, but I haven't noticed any major.
That's the only major thing that I've noticed. Alright, so everything... sorry, just some very, very funny conversations going on in Crane chat. Sorry, I was distracted. Alright, so we see Erik correctly mulligan Yoshi, and then we see Scorpion here flips Shoju and a liar, along with a, he flips a plagiarist, and the top event right now is assassination.
Yeah, and it does look like Erik's probably going to want to pull out some 2-costers this round, so both players line a little bit face up. Well, it'll be interesting to see if Scorpion has the money to actually play the plagiarist.
Well, if Erik has a way of the Crane, he should do it in draw step. If he bought the plagiarist, for instance. It doesn't look like he's going to. But say he had bought the plagiarist, in draw step you could activate or play Way of the Crane, and then the plagiarist will be off.
Yeah, absolutely. The highest glory that Scorpion has right now is 1, so it's a good time to play Way of the Crane.
No, Way of the Crane can only target a Crane character also.
All right, that's the
real reason it's off.
The more relevant condition.
Yep.
You can also turn off plagiarist by putting a reaction or interrupt on your top event.
Well, the reason that I would say you'd have to do it in draw step is 1, plagiarist copies until end of phase like Yokuni, and then 2, Goateh is first player, so he can first action in conflict phase copy the assassination.
Yeah, no, I agree with your timing. I was just a little sleepy on the reasoning.
Alright, so we see Erik draw a card.
So we're 15 cards in, so Crane has another 10 cards to go before they have any hope of seeing their first Way of the Crane. It's just sort of how it goes. Swinging in with Earth, so going for that hand control. Erik immediately getting a Fate, and we'll see if Scorpion allows him to draw a card.
Alright, so, yeah, Fertile Fields, really good that he hits it here, right? You get the second Seeker Fate early.
Yep, so all of Crane's provinces are about accruing marginal advantage, so I think at this point with Gardens and Fertile Fields face up, you just cancel what you can see. You're only going to have to take one more swing at Crane provinces, and you're probably going to get another Pathfinder's Blade by then.
I think denying a card is definitely worth more than denying a Fate. Also, the character is going to die, so you might as well use it.
Yep. Let's see what trickery Erik has up his sleeves.
So we see a Censure here coming out, canceling the Bonsai, and we know that Goateh has 2 Censures, so he's used 1 Censure, 1 Edict, so he has a Censure and 2 Edicts left.
Yeah, we know these crab decks out of Scorpion try to keep the tempo going, so he definitely wants to get the break here if it's available.
This feels like a good matchup for Goateh, actually, because he has 3 Diplomats also.
Yeah, Diplomat I think is a card that is worth including right now, although I play very, very little Scorpion. The Favor Lock is a bit of a pain against a lot of decks.
Probably a For Shame coming out here. No, he just takes the break. I guess you'd have to double For Shame, right, because of the honored status.
Yeah, extremely inefficient. Well, what do you think about the timing of that Informant? It must have been the top deck, right? Otherwise, he would have preferred to play it before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we see 2 Way of the Cranes, so we know that Erik's just not playing them to avoid rumor monger shenanigans, but he does have 1 Voice of Honor for when he does want to turn it on. So starting next round, that'll be a lot more likely with the Honored Rumor Monger leaving play. This round, he might have to weather it a little bit. Although the political rival will help now that there's just 1 more political conflict from his opponent. 2 political rivals, even better. I find that card is just more and more important for Crane as time goes on.
Yeah, political rival has really, really gained value in world of policy debates. Since we have a little bit of downtime here, what do you think about the card the Path of Man?
Path of Man is really just a funky card. It feels to me like they're just throwing a ton of fate generating cards at Phoenix and seeing what sticks. I mean, 2 fate for blowing out an opponent and for a card. It's better than Fair Accord for sure.
Yeah. We see Fate Worse Than Death coming out here on the Challenger. So Erik is in a really rough spot now.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, actually.
I mean,
the Challenger was already dishonored, and it's just basically to prevent the Challenger from using its ability, right? Like, that's the reason that...
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. In a world of a Fate Worse Than Death...
That's definitely
when your character's already dishonored, it could be a lot worse.
I think Path of Man might be a cool... I think we could see, like, a cool Lion Phoenix deck. Lion is definitely a clan that can get 5 or more skill.
Oh, absolutely. It just, like, more into the 1 conflict a turn, complete and utter monstrous blowout strategy for
maybe
Lion.
Like some waning hostilities, and then use this to kind of fuel that strategy. I don't know.
I really am kind of annoyed that at the same time as they're releasing support of the Phoenix, it seems like the scroll costs on all of the cards are inflated by one scroll. Like 4 for Path of Man, 3 for Karmic Twist, and I believe Clarity as well.
Wait, yeah, Karmic Twist is 3. Clarity is
also 3. Yeah.
Yeah, holy crap.
I mean, you still got some decent value for your scrolls out of the core set, but
yeah, Dan, you got to take support of the Phoenix, dude.
Yeah, but it's like they give it with one hand and take it away with the other. Although if you get to use that baller like full art support of the Phoenix.
Oh, it's so cool, right? With
yeah.
with the Phoenix, the Fushisho. I think
it is somewhat hilarious that the full art is a card that you can't splash, but I mean.
I think the full art. I think the full art Kyuden Asawa is awesome too.
The Kyuden Asawa art is great all around, and just getting more of it is even better.
For those in the chat that are not privy to these pictures. I mean, probably not, Dan, but I mean, it's worth trying, right? I think everybody should at least try all these things before writing anything off. I absolutely okay. So we see political attack here. Interesting. They only attacks with the liar here. What do you make of this? What? I guess maybe he wants to protect himself from policy debate.
The hands face up, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. What is the hand?
There's just a for shame, rival, for shame.
He does have 2 for shame.
Way the crane. It's a lot of 2 ofs.
Yeah, Eric's basically waiting for this rumor monger to leave play so he can start using his Way of the Cranes. So Rival comes out to defend here.
Yeah, this defense is fine. Rival's going to be great next turn when all your other cards turn on.
Maybe you're supposed to.
Just fine.
Maybe you're supposed to You're supposed to save Fate Worse Than Death. And just let the challenger pull somebody.
That's what I was thinking. Wouldn't you be in such a worse position if, like, Fate Worse Than Death just blasted Asami? Maybe not, but I don't know. Eric's winning favor just off of standing, which is the safest thing to do.
Yeah, maybe you just stand here. It turns off censure.
And you have so much more power next turn.
It also enables your own censure.
Yeah, I think overall that turn went well for Erik. And once things start going well for Crane in this matchup, it can stay pretty decent. He's up 2 cards. I think he was up 1 card last turn. He's only down 1 Fate, and his board is going to be stronger. So yeah, I like Erik's chances from here. You have to be careful against Scorpion, but it's looking like he's kept it under control. Did you brag about Erik's performance at the Goateh yet?
Top 16 Good. At Paris. He went 6-1 on day 2. Or sorry, day 1B. Yeah,
day 1, the big, not janky one.
Yeah, the Saturday. So Erik does stand for favor. Everything voids out here. Now that this rumor monger is gone.
Yeah, so he's not even waiting to show the new, like, what might be an illusionist or rumor monger. He's just gonna honor Asami. I like this a lot. Yeah. We know that turns on 1 counter, you might draw into censure or more voice of honor. It's a lot easier to keep counter control than to gain it as Crane.
We have Shooter Evan chat here saying that 1A was only amateurs and 1B Hatamotos are the best. I wonder why he would say that. Oh wait, is it because Erik was almost Hatamoto on day 1? I don't know who took it from him though. That person was mean. So we see double Nourishment, we see Challenger, and we see Heroic come out here. Probably going to see Challenger going first. You think maybe Challenger 2 Fate, Nourishment 0, discard Nourishment?
Yeah, that seems strong enough. Nourishment first. I think he knows he's going to be playing more characters than Scorpion this turn, so he wants to see what his flip is.
Reasonable. Maybe he flips Yoshi, but I don't think I would play Yoshi with 1 Fate.
So that he's going to flip the province that's better than Manicured Gardens, it looks
Probably
like.
Shameful Display if I had to guess.
Yeah. I guess it'll depend on whether he pops the Imperial Storehouse first as to whether or not. Okay, yeah, so Shizue. It's always important to remember that it's not whether you have the favor that makes her good to play, it's whether you think you're going to win it. And he's got a good shot this turn. But I still think Challenger's probably dece. Erik agrees, which makes me feel like I'm right.
Yeah, Masahiki, the problem is they've used a few of their better cards, but a lot of their Dynasty or Conflict deck is just good. So it's like a moot point, right?
Well, actually, if I was going to be completely honest, how many A Fate Worse Than Death is Goateh on?
2.
Probably 3, right?
2.
Only 2, and because he's got no Furies because he's on Crab, and he's used 2 for Shame, 1 Fate Worse Than Death, so Erik can get some real attacks in.
No, this is definitely a good spot for Erik. I'm just saying that Scorpion's definitely not out of it. Let's see, targets for the actress are Challenger, Brash Samurai, and Steward of Law.
Yeah, you can set something up with all 3 of those cards, so that's a good set to have.
He cannot pick Nourishment only because Nourishment's already in play. That's the reason I didn't mention it.
I know they did change the uniqueness rules. Is that true right now?
Yeah,
you
so
can't play the Nourishment?
Because Erik has Nourishment in play, you can't take Erik's Nourishment and put it into play.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You could put your own Nourishment into play, for instance, if he had a, an like back alley hideaway or something, like some odd circumstance.
It's rare for a ruling to go against the Scorpion, but I guess it was the most reasonable rule to have. Yeah, so this was a 50-50, right?
Yeah.
Shameful Display or something else.
But he's only attacking with Nourishment, so it's not even that big of a deal.
Right, that's what I was gonna say, is using Nourishment means that you're more or less okay with hitting either one.
Basically, from my experience of watching this matchup, the actual most important cards in the matchup come from Scorpion's Dynasty side in Soci-Illusionist and Young Rumor Monger.
Yeah, they really do dictate the pace of the game.
So we see a Katana come out from Erik, so Erik's currently winning right now. Both players have a huge hand right now, so it looks like people are going to start picking fights.
Censure on the policy debate. Seems good.
Really, really strong from Erik here. That is his 1 copy of Censure. You know, feels really good to have the Censure the turn you get the favor. So, if people are listening, we've gotten some confirmation from the Jogoku devs that they are very close to implementing chess clocks. And we were talking about the concept of having the chess clock count up to keep the match from not being fully timed, but being reasonable in that if you were X time over your opponent, you lost. I think like for instance,
that's
if you've taken
reasonable.
30 more minutes than your opponent, you've lost basically. Like like some larger amount of time where it basically will still deter slow play, but allow games to finish to their natural conclusion.
Yeah, I like that a lot. It's a nice balance. Sort of just gently nudges you into playing faster if you're playing noticeably slower than your opponent.
Yep. Alright, so we see the assassination on Narishma, so that means that Goateh wins the conflict. Interesting that... Oh, because of Shameful, Erik couldn't cancel it. I wonder why Erik didn't try and go with the Way of the Crane on his challenger, and then to turn voice on.
I think he was trying to clear the way from Forged Edict first.
That's reasonable. Actually, we saw an edict.
Yeah, on the Way of the Crane.
Oh yeah,
so
that's my
that
bad.
explains it.
Yeah, that's my bad.
Basically, whatever we were saying played out, just in a different order.
Yeah, different order.
Yeah. Yeah, the only risk of having chess clocks that count up and have them go off if you're more than 30 minutes higher than your opponent is you're at the risk of having lions beat you with you having like 35 minutes on your clock.
What do you, oh, because they've only taken... Yeah,
monorail.
Me play lion, me no think, right?
That was the poor joke, yeah.
Look, you didn't want to make it fully, I'll commit.
Now actress can become Narishma.
Yeah, indeed. Now actress can become Narishma. I feel like actress is going to become challenger, if I had to guess.
Yeah, it disrupts things the most. It can avoid Asami's trigger for the turn.
Yeah, you could pull Asami, or you could just pull challenger if you wanted. You could take Bash Samurai also if you wanted to keep voice down.
Yeah, I would do that. But as soon as you replace this guy with a Bushi, all the characters we're describing are Bushi, you'll lose any potential counter control. So that'll be an interesting thing. Let's see if that's relevant. Yeah, Erik has to choose whether to have Asami voided out or try to turn this around. I think he'll definitely do something if he's got it.
Man, Erik definitely needs a military buff here. Losing the conflict to actress on military feels really bad.
Yeah, you really want to force the pop on the ability at least, so that your opponent doesn't just have way more stats for the turn. The effect of the Void Ring itself is also highly relevant here.
Yeah, voiding Asami here is real rough.
So we didn't see any play in his hand before, so anything would have to come out of his new cards.
We see a young Harrier coming out here.
Yeah, this will force either the ability or a card. Gotta be careful with who you choose to eat with that Gunso.
He doesn't have to eat anything, right?
Not yet.
I mean, I think Goateh here, by playing this Gunso, is just trying to... Goateh does have access to 2 Kachiko also.
Super interesting choice, eating the standing liar.
He's just gonna use the actress. He's gonna use the actress to put a political character into play.
Only if there's another conflict this round.
I think Eric's definitely gonna declare another conflict. I don't see why he wouldn't do a political one.
Yeah, I guess he would be winning any conflict until a card came out from his opponent. Because none of the available options would put him above, would put Goateh above Erik. Goat. Yeah, but you'd be I guess attacking into Kachiko is better than defending against Kachiko.
I mean, he would have to play Kachiko 1 Fate 2, and then he would be going first. I guess that's not bad for him. Maybe if he has the duplicate Kachiko, it would be really good. Wait, Dan, what do you mean? Is it just typos? Are you confused on why the conflict characters got Fate? What ring do you attack here? Probably Earth, right? Or you could go Air if you want the Fate. Kachiko's not great either because we know Erik has double for shame.
So Shameful's been used this round.
Yeah.
So it is the obvious choice. Attacking with both is somewhat interesting.
No, it's fine, right? Because if you play Kachiko, you for shame her.
Yeah, you're definitely respecting the Kachiko on defense by attacking with both. Your opponent could potentially get the third break if they attack back through.
That's true. Maybe you should do water position.
Here. I like water, except none of your characters can stand a Kachiko at all. So, like, what are you gonna do?
No, if he flips Shameful, then you can honor Challenger, dishonor Kachiko, and you can stand.
There you go. That works.
And then if he doesn't flip Shameful, he's flip Meditations, which kills the Kachiko, and then like while you would take your third break, you would be way up on board and Fate.
Yep. He would need to be up on board because he's down 2 provinces. So.
And in that situation, he would be down 3 also, so it's tough.
Yeah.
This
happens to Crane a lot.
Yeah, Erik is definitely behind in terms of like the breaking game. But in terms of like the board, oh, okay. So we see the Challenger being pulled here. Interesting, they choose this Challenger instead of say Brash Samurai to get an honored status.
Asami should be countered by the box.
Zergling Harrier has not. Okay, so there's the Kachiko. Harrier has not been activated. We should see it for shame here on this.
We should 100%. It does its job either way, because Kachiko's the only edict target, so, or the edict cost payer, so it works.
The one annoying part about this is that Erik won't be able to get the break that he was hoping for. So this is gonna be a good defense by Goateh. He'll get the ring though. I guess presumably Goateh doesn't play anything else.
Won't he be up 3 if Kachiko dishonors?
We won't dishonor. She'll bow.
So then he'll be up 6.
Yeah, and then Kachiko kicks Asami out.
Fair enough.
That's why you don't dishonor. You just kick. You just kick Asami out. Yep, there you go. And then it's 3-3. Or sorry, 4-3.
Is Erik not running fans? He should be.
Erik has 2 fans, maybe 3 fans. Oh, yeah. Erik has 3 fans. It's three fans, 3 katanas. So if we see a fan on the rival, he threatens the break. Goateh only has 2 copies of Calling in Favors.
And you got to be fine with them calling it onto, if they call it onto the defender.
Yeah, I don't think they would. I think you would call it onto the Gunso if I had to guess. We see. Oh yeah, Erik had 2 for shames. Yeah, we saw the second for shame come on now.
That's another avenue to a break, obviously.
Yep, favor coming in here, huge here. Oh, but then we see court games to honor. Does Erik
Well, that does mean that it's not an honored Kachiko, so...
Yeah, I think that's... I think you should just give the break here. I think you should honor your Kachiko, and then just give the break here. What do you think about that?
I mean, obviously it's shameful display, but they don't have to go back to it if they don't want to either way. So, yeah, I would potentially... With the board as it is, honoring Kachiko feels like it has more impact on what conclusion this game reaches.
Also, it would be another honored character that would stick around, and so it makes Voice of Honor very. He'd have to honor 2 characters on his turn to turn voice on.
Yeah, because we know that card's still in hand, right? Yeah, the voice hasn't come out.
He had the opportunity with the second wave of the crane, but
and here's another thing that court game's choice opens you up to. Now the Kachiko's dishonored, which again puts Erik in a very powerful board state next turn.
Yeah, you should just give the break, I think. I don't know. I think it's just aggressive to try and defend so heavy-handedly. I think you should.
You don't need a perfect defense.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you just don't need it.
You're just ahead. Okay, so we see a Cloud the Mind be discarded. Pretty relevant.
That's so
actually.
Gross. Yeah, that's really good. I mean, we don't know what the other 6 cards are, but I have to assume it's fairly strong.
I mean, Cloud the Mind is like a 50-50 card. Like, when it's on, it's insane, and when it's not, it's a 0, right? So, like, obviously, maybe if he doesn't flip a Shugenja, it's not even that big of a deal that he discarded the Cloud. But we do see... How does Goateh win? Oh, he's won 2 conflicts, yeah. Okay. Yes, indeed, Joe. A traitorous challenger. Joe, just so you know, Luke here, bit leader with only 2 bits. If you have any extra bits, I know somebody would like to be ousted.
Quick, go watch some Nissan ads. Come back.
Wait, Joe, you're only number 2 now. I respect it though. Yeah, bit leader, Joe from Cincinnati. Let me just go ahead and snip this real quick so that I can have it. Easy. I got like $5 in bits from the Paris stream, by the way.
That's what I was hoping to make happen.
Apparently bits are just like straight up. There's no fee or anything. It's not like subs where I don't get the full value. Where I get.
Well, yeah, the way they do it is they take it out when they charge it, so that the integrity of the currency value is maintained. So like you pay a little bit more than a cent per bit. And then the creator gets a cent per bit.
Yes, Soldier Token. I might not actually be getting Chipotle with this money. Probably be groceries. I made some shrimp curry and some potatoes yesterday. Definitely have leftovers right now. Alright, so we saw Outcast. Oh yeah, see, this Cloud Domain would have been really relevant, right? Because he flips Outcast. I wonder what the bids are going to be here. Do you think anyone's going to try and Dishonor Switch here?
It's just so hard. Maybe if he still had Asami or Hotaru, something to get tempo for Erik.
That's fair.
But as it stands, you can't essentially dishonor the Scorpion. So
interesting that Goateh bids 4. Maybe he was afraid of the switch.
Goat wants to go swimming for some reason.
Well, the problem is that the fact that he bid 4 here is like it just turns off the box, right? Like that's the main thing.
Yeah, I don't get it at all.
Good omen.
He wanted to go. He wanted to go down to a minimum of 3. Is that the number he would have been at? No, he wanted to go to a minimum of 4.
According to Travis, every time we saw 4 to 5 on stream, we were just so flabbergasted that we're just like, good omen. It's got to be good omen.
Well, you want the player to have a reason to like rob themselves of a card, right?
Look, some people don't like to draw cards. They just haven't experienced the joy.
Joe's escalating it.
Alright, so so Goateh here plays a second Cloud the Mind, so he's out of Cloud the Minds now on the Brash Samurai. And then we see a Century canceling Let Go. I think Erik has 2 Let Goes actually. He might only have 1 though. Yeah, Gyro, I'm not 100% sure why he sacrificed the Liar either. He did get the break though, I think, on that Fertile Fields. Or sorry, Manicure Garden, so I mean it might have been worth it in the short term, we'll see. Look, Handsome Dan, you just need to set up a stream, and you need to provoke people. You just need to dangle something in front of them. Currently, this war has netted me a total of 21 cents. High profit margins here. So we see Pathfinder's Blade being attached to Liar here, so this is going to basically cancel Meditations or the Shameful Display that he runs into. Erik here should be used to playing against Pathfinder's Blade.
Alright, so Erik has cleared a path to actually get to use his Brash Samurai. Goats use 2 clouds. Is that the extent of what they have?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 court games used. 2/3 of the deck drawn through.
If Erik flips Shameful here, he should not activate it. He should just let
keep it alive for the next conflict.
Yep, it is Shameful. And so Erik should defend with his Rival, I believe. Yeah, Goateh doesn't have enough Fate to play Fate Worse Than Death, so Rival here is a pretty safe defense. We could see a
debate, maybe?
Yeah, Policy Debate would be really strong.
He could easily have one. He runs as many as the rest of us, right?
3, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't even want to stand to the possibility.
See, I think Erik using Shameful here is just a straight up misplay. The problem when you use Shameful here is it gets canceled by the Pathfinder's Blade, and then you still can't use it.
Yeah, it would have netted him 0 stats, and if now they can go back in and break it on the second conflict.
Yeah, on the second conflict, it threatens re-honoring the challenger, which is not what you want to happen. So I find that line of play interesting. We're gonna find.
I'll call it dubious. I'm willing to go that far.
So Erik here can do Brash Samurai into Pilgrimage, perhaps. The Face Down Province is Meditation, so you don't want to send Brash Samurai there. You could send Challenger into Pilgrimage on water, and then you could pull somebody. Oh shoot! Is in. Man, Shoot just randomly shows up. Shoot's using that, Shoot's using that, oh wait, no, never mind. I was gonna say he was gonna use the Goateh money, but, you guys don't win money for this game. Yeah, I mean, I would take it. That's a full Chipotle. That's a bowl right there. No, yeah, I agree. Shoot, I kept all of the stuff that I won from the Goateh. I kept everything. Like if I had won the strongholds, I would probably maybe give one. You know, I would probably save one for like one of the prizes for the Discord League, and then I would sell all the ones that I didn't need.
Alright, so that conflict ended how we were expecting it. Now Eric's considering how to swing back.
I think Erik should do Young Harrier at Meditations on water. Or sorry. You could sorry. I like my pilgrimage line with the challenger better. So pilgrimage, military pilgrimage, water. And you should pull the. I think you should pull the Stoic Gunso. Yeah, shoot. Like if I had gotten some extra acrylic strongholds, I would have just saved them all, waited for the next Discord Cup, and if you won, whoever won the cup, whatever clan they played, I would have sent them, you know, the one of their clan or whatever, you know, one of their choice, and then I would have maybe kept another one and then sold the rest. So if I ever get extra ones, I'm definitely gonna use them for prizes. I think that's awesome. Interesting that he's sending his Brash Samurai into Meditations. I think, contesting Void also. I guess it protects his board now. Void's fine also. But, maybe you're supposed to send Challenger in on Void and you just go into Pilgrimage just to use the ability. The problem is that the Challenger's just not good on defense here, and both your characters here don't defend well, whereas Brash Samurai solo on defense is a lot stronger.
I do find that Brash is a lot more reliable on defense just because of the action sequencing. Yeah, now the Gunso doesn't have any food, but does a decent job of defending for the break. Going for Void seems fine here. Deny it to your opponent. Bait it out away the Scorpion. This is looking okay. Maybe not fantastic. Oh, Erik's got the money to put down his other political rival, so he could be looking to do that.
Oh, on defense? Sure. Wait, Erik doesn't... Oh, Way of the Scorpion. Okay. Yep. I was like, Erik didn't click his Brash Samurai, but then I see the Way of the Scorpion, so we're good.
Oh my god, where does Shoot get all this money?
Wait, did he not use Meditations? He didn't.
Yeah, that's a big misplay.
Maybe he was trying to save it for later, but yeah. This is... You grew in your wealth? Shoot, probably put €1 in here and got like 300 bits.
I think those days are over, but yeah.
Oh, the euro's not that strong at the moment. All right. I honestly haven't looked. I just remember.
It's still worth 124, but I think it peaked out at way higher than that. Yeah, it did a few years ago. Yeah, just think how different this would be with Shameful having not been used. Like, this is extremely dangerous with no Shameful action. And these characters wouldn't want to attack into Meditations either, so it's unfortunate.
So here's the military attack into Shameful, and with a second Gunso here, he can sack the first Gunso and then get up to what, 5? So 7. This is where using Shameful is really awkward, because he would be able to dishonor and then honor, and change 3 stats from this.
Yeah, for sure. And if you look at it, like these characters played with this amount of fate, they don't want to go into Meditations either. So it's just a misplay at this point.
Does Erik have anything to stop this break? These Gunsos have been really sick. I think this card is slightly underrated, actually, or maybe slightly underplayed. I think because Crab doesn't play it, we don't see it a lot.
Yeah, I think that's one of the big things is that there's a good 10 influence that's pretty standard out of crab that's a known quantity. The Gunso is a lot of stats, though, when it can be relied on.
Yeah.
And when you're putting on dishonor pressure, people don't want to assassinate it that much.
We see the pretty sick flavor text of "We are the wall." Pretty awesome. I think the reason that Crab doesn't actually play it right now is because they just have enough military, and they have enough other cards that they need to sacrifice their small guys for, like Witch Hunter.
Yeah,
and
between Witch Hunter and Way of the Crab, you don't have actually a lot of extra dudes kicking around, because if you gum up your Dynasty deck with too many little dudes, it's just awful.
Well, also, a lot of the characters just don't have reasons to be sacrificed, right? Like, Caillou Envoy is currently the only character that sacrificing it is an advantage.
Caillou Envoy, the best 0 cost in the game. Yeah, I think Erik put himself in this situation, but it's a really dangerous one.
Agreed.
At the same time, with all of his plays and all of his like sick board building, like what does he accomplish across the field? It's just so hard to put any breaks in.
So if Erik bonsais and Goateh doesn't have anything else, he stops the break, right? It'll be 7-5.
That's true.
And the problem right now is that Erik can't do a political attack with his challenger. Erik passes. Wow. Oh, is it because he's not? He's breaking right now, right? It's 4-1.
Yep.
Maybe you're supposed to defend with challenger also to make Goateh at least sack a guy. Goateh should just pass. It's just breaking right now. Yeah, Goateh is also a little bit flabbergasted that Erik has passed here. Yeah. Oh! Matron with the sub for 2 months in a row. Thanks, Matron. I truly appreciate it. I'm actually about to receive a check, or receive money from Twitch finally. You have to get at least $100 in your revenue for them to send you anything, and I think with the Paris stream and all the subs that I got, I'm finally gonna get money after like 3 months.
So there's really no attack to be made here without dropping the political rival. With the political rival, it would take some card commitment to do anything worth doing. And with Scorpion's provinces being what they are, I'm not sure how you would craft that.
Yeah, indeed, enough for a coffee, I agree. Not from Starbucks, though. Alright, so Erik just can't defend here, right? Like, he just has to... Or, sorry, can't attack. He should just... Wait, he's gonna be first player, right? So he should probably attack to get a ring off the board that'll have Fate on it. So he could probably attack Earth if he wants, because he's not gonna win favor, because Kachiko has 3 standing glory.
Yeah, I think he was.
He should attack Pilgrimage.
He wanted to drop the rival.
Yeah, he should just attack Pilgrimage. Oh, he could drop rival here. Yeah, that's right. The problem is that Meditations hasn't been used, so you can't go back there.
Yeah, the problem is it's Scorpion. There's literally nowhere to attack.
You could send the rival solo in, Covert Kachiko into Shameful Display.
Just to get a ring effect, I guess. In exchange for -1 honor.
Well, I mean, the rival would have Fate on it, right? So it's not going to leave anytime soon.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I don't like giving Scorpion an honor.
Yeah, it seems too cute by half.
I would just go into Pilgrimage.
If you had to do this attack.
Like, well, I'm just gonna attack into Pilgrimage. No, so I'm just gonna go into Pilgrimage, and I'm gonna attack the ring that I don't want to attack first next turn. So
yeah,
that way,
deny fate opportunities for your opponent.
Well, you just are gonna take a Fate. You're just gonna leave it with one ring with Fate, and you're going first, right? So you're gonna grab the Fate off the ring. Like that's like yeah, there we go. See, Erik sees it now. This is better. And then you just like probably Earth if I had to guess, because you would want to attack Fire next turn.
Yeah, I think it might have been marginally better to try to attack with just clear those Fate off the rings for next turn by going into Pilgrimage. I don't think you're opening up yourself to any blowouts by trying to attack Pilgrimage here. Yeah, you had to let go for the reprieve. That's good. Well. So he's up 5 Fate and 5 cards. Will he be able to punch through that Scorpion wall? That's what I want to know. Well, that board blew up. It's a lot of characters.
All right, I've returned.
We saw a lot of weenies come out. A lot. Scorpion going down to 2, really constricting their options a little bit. I really want to see if Erik can start to push the board a little harder.
No, Matron, I get full value from bits, by the way. I get full value from bits, I only get half the value from subs. But I definitely appreciate it. Alright, so Runemonger shows up, ruining Crane's plans. Probably move the honor status to the rival, if I had to guess. Oh, he moves it to... Oh, he re-honors the challenger, sure. Did Erik 1 bid? No, Erik 3 bid. Alright, so now you get to attack Meditations. Erik Stronghold's entrenched, right? Yeah. I have to say that Joe's bits are way better than everyone else's because he keeps putting emotes. I don't know how he's doing it, but it's pretty great. So he's going into pilgrimage here. Interesting. What do you think about him not going into meditations here? Political, probably, but if you go into pilgrimage here, we're seeing the fact of him leaving a fate on a ring here, where he could have scooped up, he could have gone for fire and scooped up the ring. Erik is out of way of the Cranes now. Both players' conflict decks are quite low. Goateh's down to 6 cards, and Erik's down to 10 cards. So, Goateh definitely needs to watch out for being dishonored via running out of cards. Yeah, fancy circling, that's good. Bitter rivals, well done. Joe here, bits leader number 1, just saying. Matron saying never get into a bit war with Joe. He'll pass first and iron mine all his bits. Sick reference. Alright, so court games here. Honors Liar. Interesting. Interesting that he chooses to honor the Liar. Maybe he's gonna keep... This will keep Voice of Honor off for the turn. Erik must have at least I know we have one. He probably has a second one at this point, drawing 2/3 of his, or 3/4 of his deck. Shoot some madman. Crane Honor is online. Alright, I agree. So, court games from Erik here to Honor Whisperer. We see a fan coming from Goateh. If Erik wins this firing, he can honor his Cautious Scout, which will turn on Voice of Honor. And then he can use his Brash Samurai on the attack to get a 3rd honored character. So, this looks like a decent position for Erik. Goateh is not going to be able to draw too many cards leading through to this game, and so we could see a situation where Goateh just runs out of gas because he just doesn't have the honor to deal with his conflict deck milling out. So Goateh still has a second copy of Kachiko and a second copy of Fate Worse Than Death that haven't been seen. He has played two Edicts and 2 Centras, so we have an Edict left. We have one Way of the Scorpion left. We have a Reprieve left. He's played, and we have a For Shame and a For Shame left. Those are some big cards. I think we have some Bonsais left too. 2 Bonsais left. So Goateh has some good cards left. Yeah, I'll be a Bits Millionaire shoot, which is only like $1. Oh, he's saying the double fan here. Oh, I see. We see the duel, sorry. So Kachiko and oh, policy debates. Yeah, so you probably have to kill the Kachiko here. You could discard a policy debate if you wanted, but it's gonna be tough. Goateh is gonna debate you on. He's gonna debate you. Like, there's just not much you could do about it. So, like, because he has both, you probably just discard the Kachiko. Discards Reprieve. That's fair. I mean, it's like Reprieve or Kachiko in that situation, I think. I probably would have gone for the Kachiko. The Reprieve doesn't let him Reprieve this Lyre, though. This Lyre is pretty suited up. And Erik is out of Lekos, so reasonable. You're in pink because you donated 100 bits at a single time, Matrim. You can just change your color, I'm pretty sure. I see you as blue. So, we see the Gunso being bowed by the Stronghold. Interesting that Erik pulls and then bows. Erik's currently not winning, so I'm very confused as to why he pulled the... Or, sorry, why he bowed the Gunso. I know why he pulled the Gunso. He pulled the Gunso to debate. Wait, Matrim, you don't know what Super Saiyan means? Who hurt you as a child? Do you not know what Dragon Ball Z is? You should probably leave my chat right now and start watching. I guess if you don't like anime, you probably won't like it. It's a nostalgia thing at this point, I guess. Also. I sure do. I love playing with Dragon Balls. I mean, that's why I'm in the Dragon Clan.
All right, what's happened in this game?
So Erik had let's see. So the liar's defending. Erik pulled the Gunso to policy debate. He debated the Gunso, found double policy debate reprieve Kachiko as the good targets. Decided to choose reprieve. Then we have the double policy debate come out from Goateh. Goateh has been 2 on both of the policy debates, so he's actually really low on honor here. And then we see he made Erik discard the voice of honor, and he made Erik discard policy debate.
So I guess you could say a voice of honor got used eventually.
Yep.
After a fashion.
Well, Erik still has another one in his hand.
Yeah, I see that. So if you can, yeah, and he's got a Brash Samurai unused, so it might even turn it on.
Well, the firing also. If Erik wins this conflict, which it looks like he did, so Voice of Honor's on now. He just honors his Cautious Scout. Rumor Monger has already fired this turn.
I hereby name the cheering 2 bits to jump over first place the fair accord play.
Well, Joe is no longer in the leaderboard here, so it's all Crane all the time. Sorry, all Gru all the time.
Maximum Gru. Man, this is gonna get expensive. The leaderboard resets every week. I'm not. What did I sign up for?
Is this literally? Is that how this works? Does it reset every week? No, it resets in 5 days. So yeah, weekly top cheerers. That kind of sucks, right? You were top on Sunday and then it reset immediately.
Yeah, until Joe started bidding. I think I had reclaimed it for 1.
Yeah, sorry, Mad Magician. This is actually a Discord League game. Not. Oh, I need to change my title actually. I've been streaming my testing, and I've called it "How to Train Your Dragon."
Yeah, I watched that stream. Anyone who hasn't watched it, it's posted on YouTube now, right? It's a good watch.
This is a round of 32.
So coming into Shameful with that Cautious Scout, no clouds available. It's just a bit of a pain in the butt.
Oh wait, do I play Soldier Token? Do I really play quickly? I don't know. Like that's just how I play. Is it actually like very fast compared to say like how you play? What? Excited for Alicia von Rittberg? I don't understand this reference here. So Scout here is defending. Oh wait, did Goateh pass? Oh no, I see stuff bowed. Okay, so Goateh must have just poked. Yeah. So Scout comes in as Shameful, Cautious Scout being a really sick card with this awesome text of, when it's attacking alone, it actually blanks the province, which is pretty sick. Not so sick when the trains run into Restoration of Balance with it, but...
Yeah, before the meta had really settled, like back in core, people would drop this card sometimes, but I think it's an auto-include at 3 now.
I think the issue was that the provinces weren't as good, like you didn't have Feast or Famine, and I think people didn't quite understand the game as much also.
I think it's also just it was a wrong choice. I think it should have been an include, but it's definitely even better now than it was back then.
So Goateh loses Calling in Favors from the Earth Ring here. Erik's gonna win Favor, and Erik is actually pressuring Honor very hard right now. Erik can turn this game into a one-bid situation where Goateh has to win with what he has and his Dynasty characters because he's just so low on conflict.
And what does
cards.
he have? He doesn't have a lot.
He has Kachiko in his hand, and he has a Fate Worse Than Death. He has an Edict, a Fate Worse Than Death, and a For Shame still left in his deck, along with the Way of the Scorpion.
Voice of Honor is on and in hand, so it's really just the Kachiko.
Well, he could get a Edict along with the Fate Worse Than Death, and then if Erik doesn't draw his third Voice of Honor, he'll be able to force it through.
Yeah. I guess that is just Crane vs. Scorp.
Shoot in chat saying that in core he thinks Cautious Scout was still bad. He says Crane was all about tempo, and it's terrible tempo card.
I don't know if that's right, but Shoot is better than me, so there you go.
Shoot is a Hatamoto now, so I have to like somewhat I have to like somewhat pay attention to his opinion. Like I can't just say who are you, some French Gru. He is the esteemed Day 1B Hanamoto, actually.
That sounds bureaucratic.
What, 1B?
Day 1B? He's a 1B Hanamoto. Well, you can't forge Edict Guest of Honor.
That's true. Guest of Honor has made an appearance. The Bane of Scorpion, and apparently the Bane of everybody. There was apparently a discussion on how Guest of Honor was oppressive. And I have never felt that, being the humble dragon player that I am. It's annoying, don't get me wrong, but I don't think she's oppressive. I think like for instance, I think Karada District is oppressive, but then I think certain clans don't think that Karada District is oppressive, like Lion for instance. So like it's just, you know, currently the way the decks are built, you know, Guest of Honor is very good. I think maybe that's maybe that's the wrong decision. Or, sorry, maybe that's the wrong balance and design that the game should have gone with. Like, maybe... Karada District is oppressive for certain clans, Gyro, right? Like, when you're playing Scorpion, if you're playing Scorpion without any attachments, who cares? Like, it just gets discarded. I think maybe Guest of Honor should read maybe cancel the first event. There's a card in Magic called Arayo Soratame Ascendant where it just counters the first spell that's played by your opponent each turn. So like it's like Kasada. It's like Kasada then. So basically it would cancel the first event. Right? Like a mini Kasada. Actually probably just better it's actually probably better than Kasada if it does that. Right? If it counters the first event, it's probably just better. 0 glory, 7 Paul strength. Yeah. 5 cost, 2/7, 2/7/0. Yeah, I agree, Gyro. You don't have to preach to me. I've lost many games to naturally flipped Karada, and I'm just playing Dragon, and I'm like, well, my hand just doesn't line up. Here, I'll link it to you, Handsome Dan. This is one instance of the card. Once it becomes flipped, it just says counter the first spell played by each opponent each turn. It's slightly less. So in Magic, every single thing is a spell. Creatures are spells, enchantments are spells, artifacts are spells. As opposed to in this game where there are specifically spells. But this is kind of like what Kasada does, right? Like, but to a greater extent. Alright, so Goateh passes his conflict opportunity. Really starting to feel the pressure here. I think Erik is going to go for a dishonor victory.
Well, it would take him, what, 3 rounds to get to a breaking victory. Or 2 rounds minimum, absolutely. But,
yeah,
so yeah, the faster route is to try to dishonor here.
Yeah, shoot, maybe he peeked at his provinces and saw Karada District, so he wasn't worried. Oh wait, sorry, that might be too soon. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, the saviors flip cards were definitely the first of their kind, right? So it wasn't like the Innistrad flip card soldier token are so much better because you literally flip the card around, having a double face card. The fact that they flipped like literally upside down on the card is really bad. So if you're Erik, how do you attack here? Looks like he's going to do a political attack into meditations here. Maybe air or water. You could threaten the bows on water.
I do think you want to claim the air here.
Oh, interesting. He challenges void, just trying to get more board control. Basically, the way you can't lose if you just maintain the board, right? Because Goateh loses in 3 turns. And then you basically are saying that I can beat an air conflict. And we know Erik has another rival in his hand right now. If I'm Goateh, I wouldn't defend this. You're already going to lose to the -5, so losing 1 more is not that big of a deal. So what you should do is you should let meditations break so that your opponent doesn't have any good attacks. And actually, as the game moves forward, Erik might actually be able to profitably just attack Seeker Cash because he doesn't have enough cards in his deck, and if he draws another one, he'll lose faster.
Yeah, I think that's totally a viable option. There's definitely a conflict deck timer for the Scorpion right now, so why not?
Martel, I gotta agree. The Aftermath cards were kind of awkward. I think the sagas are awesome. I think maybe in terms of templating decisions, they are a little bit awkward to look at, but I like the flavor of them. I think the concept of them is cool. I just wish they hadn't made it a draw step trigger. They probably it should probably be an upkeep trigger. It should probably just be an upkeep trigger, to be honest. Seeker Cash is a reaction, Handsome Dan. You have to trigger it. So you can... Okay, so Erik just sends his guy back. Erik breaks. I think not defending is absolutely correct. Now you have to... Now you have to go into a real province, right? So Seeker Cash is a reaction, so Goateh does have to trigger it. However, when you're this low cards on your conflict deck, it might be a disadvantage to trigger it. So that's kind of what might happen. Yeah, Martel. I think the template is weird for sure, right? It's just something new, right? But I think the art is awesome, and I really like the concept of them. Like the Phyrexian Scriptures card is so sweet. Like for flavor wise, its effect wise, like cost, everything. I'm super excited. I think Dominaria is gonna be very very cool. I think the way that the cards were designed very much shows you that Richard Garfield is on this design. I mean, he is on the design set, but like the way that the designs are, like it just screams Garfield all over it. Probably gonna see a water attack here, right? You threaten a bow. Yes, soldier token. If you do trigger a Seeker Cash, you do have to take a card. You can't look at them and then not take one. There is no you may add a card.
Yeah, once you trigger, you have to take one.
Yeah, I think Goateh has kind of been backed into a corner here, and unfortunately, so Goateh could have access to Fate Worse Than Death, but Erik does have access to at least one Voice of Honor, and Goateh would have to have the Edict.
Yeah, and dishonoring one of his characters here, how appealing is that? Not very.
I mean, the difference between any number of 1 through 5 is the same, right? I mean, one maybe not.
I think there are some scenarios where he doesn't even make it.
Yeah, sure. So not 1, right? But 2. I think the difference between the honor total of 2 and 5 is the same. He can play Fate Worse Than Death, Matrim. He has 5 Fate now. Oh, was a new card spoiled, Maverick? I haven't looked at the subreddit today. Let me. Now I'm really interested. Oh, it was, leak from yeah. It was one of the leaks. Gotcha. I'll have to go take a look at that one. I'm excited this weekend. So this weekend is my birthday, and usually around my birthday is one of the Master Set releases. So last year was Modern Master 17, and this year I get to draft Magic 25 on my birthday. So I'm pretty excited. Probably gonna do like 2 or 3 drafts. The set value wise isn't that great. No, the whole set wasn't leaked. Shoot, about half the cards were leaked. So we see a debate coming out here. So Goateh did draw the Fate Worse Than Death. Do you care? You could just take the Edict, right? You just take the Edict, and then the Fate Worse Than Death is a 0, because then they have to spend 4.
Yeah, I think you take the Edict unless you've drawn the 3rd Voice of Honor.
You could take so you could take the Fate Worse Than Death and just not risk it, because you could also take Kachiko if you wanted, because he does take the Edict. So the reason that you might want to take Fate Worse Than Death is that all of your characters are going to void here and that are honored. So your Voices of Honors are not going to be on. No, Gertie, I'm not turning 25. I'm actually turning 29. Sunday is my birthday. I'll be turning 29. One year short of basically being dead. I can already feel my bones becoming weaker. So Goateh does win the conflict. He does gain the honor, but 5 is not the right number. Yeah, Matrim, I agree.
Well, 5 puts him at 6 right as soon as the next round.
Oh, yo, Maverick, that card is sick. That's a cool EDH card for sure. It reminds me of in Ravnica there's Fire Main Angel, and there's an enchantment that whenever you gain life you can pay mana to deal 2 damage. I forgot what it's Searing Meditation, I think. Yeah, Searing Meditation. And so that's kind of everything combined, and it's got some Soulfire Grandmaster. It's got some Soulfire Grandmaster mixed in with it. It's pretty sweet. That card's insane in draft. I think that card will be insane in draft. Yeah, you're probably right, Gyro. I mean, I've already done most of the adult things. I have a house now. Interesting that Erik goes into cash with a scout. I think Erik might be undervaluing the concept of Goateh drawing a card here. Like, it's actually not that big of a deal. I might even consider going into Pilgrimage. So Goateh defends here. He's not going to get anything accomplished this turn. He's going to... Oh, Erik's going to get the firing to honor guest. That makes sense.
Yeah, Honored Guest is extremely good.
Especially with 2 Fate, right? Because the game's just not going to last any longer.
Yeah, the concern is that the Scorpion Stronghold is still a thing.
Oh, real quick, guys, so everyone listening here, Soto has just posted in the Discord League some new L5R organized play information. There's an Elemental Championship, which is basically like a super store championship / regional that leads to a world seat. It will be store run, but there's not a lot of other details at the moment. So that's really awesome information. So, you know, people who don't have the opportunity to maybe go to a Goateh have a chance to get a world seat. Alright, I'm back. I had to go ahead and grab a package. So what happened with that fire conflict?
Well, it looks like Erik just won 5-3, honored the guest.
Yeah, but the guest isn't honored.
And then
right
it was
now.
moved with the rumor monger.
Oh, okay. Matrum's a maniac. Thanks again, Matrum.
Damn, man. That's like 48 fair accords to get back on top.
Yeah, so many fair accords. And you missed the passing fate also? Goateh, it's in the Discord League, the Discord League channel. I personally don't know where Soto got the information, but it's definitely in that chat. Yeah, Matrum, I have to not lose this season, so that because Woodwind didn't play, so I can finally be #1 in Elo. I've been #2 like 3 different months. What is Masters, by the way? Like, there's Candidate Master, but what's actual Master? Like, what's the Elo for that?
Are you going for that Grandmaster? It's like 2400 or something like that.
Oh, 2200. Okay. So if I beat Heinzel Matrum, what would be my rating? Because I went 7-0 in my group. So my group rating is whatever. I'm not gonna gain any real points for that. 2100? No, that's not even close to 22. That's a whole nother season of struggling.
If you're in the Invitational, there's probably going to be all kinds of points up.
Well, the Invitational is just absolutely going to be like a slaughter for people's ratings. Like, ratings are going to fluctuate so much during the Invitational. Yeah, Insane Maniac. I think that's what we're talking about. Is chess terms here. Although we're using Glico and not actual Elo. Yeah, Mittens knows what's up. If you switch to Crab, you actually just gain Elo. Like, it's actually in the rules. You have to be very highly rated to activate Iron Mine on a character with no fate. Really skill intensive clan, if you ask me.
You have to be really dexterous to move your Iron Mine onto the right province before you flip it.
Yep, agreed. And then you have to be really skillful to draw rebuild. Man, We're not salty, I swear.
So we know that Goateh or Goat's got his Kachiko and he's got a Stoic Gunzo.
He's got a fate worse than death too.
And a fate worse than death. So he does have options, but he's just so narrow this round.
Well, so Erik letting him win the air ring is actually a pretty big deal, right? Because he's actually he's safe now, in quotation marks. Oh, 2,500 is minimum for Grandmaster? Jesus. There's just no way. No, I would be so surprised if anyone in the Discord League ever got that high. It's so hard.
Well, you need a population of players that have a higher rating that are safe to play against.
Actually, okay, I take it back. So if I win this cup, and then if I don't lose in the Invitational, I could probably do it. Yeah. So if I win this year's cup or this month's cup, and then I don't lose in the Invitational, I would have a chance. I'd also have to not play season 5 cup. But I probably will not win this year, so I will definitely be playing the cup. Maverick, we're working on a Team Unified format. We might not run it this month. We might run it in May. The problem is that April is actually still kind of busy. April's gonna have a cup, the LCQ, and we have to prep for the Invitational. So we're mostly trying to figure out. We're trying to clear out some work for ourselves, right? Like these months are gonna be kind of soft, so we're trying to make sure that we also don't burn ourselves out. So we see that Shoju gets voided here by the Cautious Scout. Erik has 8 cards in hand. How many? Let's see what Erik has in terms of like conflict affecting things. He's used all his debates. He's used 2 court games and 3 for shames? No, 2 for shames. Okay, so Erik has a Stewie left, but Stewie doesn't work against Shoju.
Erik is running fans, right?
Yeah, he has 3 fans that he hasn't seen a single one, right? Well,
yeah, that's pretty significant.
Well, he does have 7 cards in his deck, so I mean.
Yeah.
So Erik's probably gonna defend here with Guest plus Asami, if I had to guess. He has to be careful about a Gunso counterattack. Gunso plus Bonsai. So Erik might go for water on a second attack with maybe say the he doesn't bring the Whisperer on this attack. Like you defend with Asami and Guest, right? Well, the problem is that Kachiko is gonna show up here. And
yeah, this seems right.
We see the triple defense here from Erik. Erik does have a rival in his hand also.
The rival in hand makes this a lot safer. Or does it? Well, I guess Entrenched is pretty darn hard to break. The Gunso plus a Bonsai doesn't get there.
Oh, Martel, you're from Hungary? There's a lot of Hungarian players. We will. I think we've worked out how to do it in terms of bracketing. We're just trying to figure out what month to do it. So we're definitely not scrapping the idea completely. I'll say that. So we see Waifu and Husbando here teaming up. So Kachiko can kick. Guest needs a fan here. Actually, Guest is gonna need 2 fans because if Shouju lowers her ability too much.
So the magic number is 7.
No, it's 6.
It's 7.
Why is it 7?
Because 5 plus 2 is 7.
Correct, but that's not the magic number. You just want the number that you need to be at is 6. So Kachiko
you're talking about Kachiko. I'm talking about how far ahead Scorpion needs to get here.
Oh yeah.
Because if we do have the political rival in hand, then kicking Guest out just gives a defender to Erik for the next conflict if he doesn't win.
No, Guest gets bowed.
Guest still has a fate. What am I missing? Oh right, bowed from Kachiko's effect.
Yeah, that's what
every
you're missing.
Scorpion card has an and something else on it. Alright, so yeah. So this is rough.
Yeah, Dan, to make to be qualified to enter the last chance qualifier, you need to not already be qualified for the cup, and then you need a minimum of 5 league points, which is to make the cup twice. It's to make round of 64 twice or make round of 32 once. So it's pretty simple. It's just a small entrance barrier so that people, we want people who have been, at least competing to have the chance. I don't want some random person to come in, in the last month and then kind of clog it up, etc. Mittens, we're talking about the last chance qualifier. So, in April there will be no league. There will be no league because there was going to be no cup in May. And so during April, we will be running a large single elimination bracket-style tournament where the top 4 players will get spots in the Invitational. Along with the at-large points leaders and the cup winners. And because Widwin won multiple cups, it actually added a extra at-large player. So Rival shows up here. This signifies to me that Erik has a Steward of Law, as he didn't put any fate on this Rival. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think he has the Stewie for shame in hand.
To deal with the Gunso?
Just in case, yeah.
Well, we know that Goateh has Gunso, right? So Gunso plus Bonsai plus Sack is enough to break.
Gunso's 2 plus 3 plus Bonsai is...
Yeah, it'll be 9. Oh, wait, he's in trench position. Okay. I'm so dumb.
So it's not enough.
Yeah. I'm so used to playing Rally to the Cause that I always forget that these Earth provinces exist. You and your clans with no balanced stats.
I mean, entrenched is that base 5 can be very strong. I also think that especially for clans like Unicorn or Scorpion, where their stronghold gives less than 2. That running Rally under it can make it kind of squishy.
Maybe you Stewie here and take the fate off the Earth Ring and then go for an attack. Maybe attack into Shameful, since Stewie can't be dishonored.
Yeah, I think that could work.
We do see the court games come out from Erik during that conflict, by the way, honoring the guest of honor.
Yeah, I like that just fine.
We do see a guest on a broken province. It's kind of awkward. Erik has not seen any Yoshis, by the way, other than the one that we saw earlier in the game.
Yoshi just doesn't like coming out when he would be good.
Yoshi or Hotaru, really. Hotaru would be really, really sick. But Eric's gonna be down to 1 guest of honor after this one voids out.
What do you think about this, breaking the meditations as opposed to going into entrenched?
It's reasonable, right? Now it forces Eric to always be discarding, and so his dynasty deck could run out. I mean, you know you can't break entrenched positions, so you might as well get any small advantage where you can.
Yeah, I suppose that with 2 conflict decks left, you can actually make it through 2 more mill phases, right?
Well, he's gonna be able to Scorpion Stronghold also.
Yeah.
Also, Kachiko becoming honored here is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so, wow, Eric flips his 3rd guest of honor and a favorable ground. That's so sick. But Sochi Illusionist coming out here is going to turn off Voice of Honor.
Yeah, I think Social Illusionist is
it's going to be really
right
hard
for
the problem right now is that Goateh just can't fight through these guest of honors. With not, he just doesn't have enough cards right now.
Do you win the game if you get to turn 8 with higher than starting honor against Scorpion? Is that just like what happens?
Is that how the game works?
I think so.
Yeah, we're gonna see an all-in here from the Scorpion player. Gonna buy the Outcast. Maybe you buy your Savvy here. Or, oh, Erik has another political rival, I think. Right, Erik has used
Yeah, there's one more in deck.
Yeah, along with the Stewie. So if Goateh kicks one of the guests out, he can still play Stewie and then not be kicked out. Interesting that he doesn't fate his guest of honor. What do you think about that? Maybe you should one fate your guest.
He must have the fate earmarked in hand already.
That's fair. I wonder if Goateh's gonna draw 2 here and just try to win the game this turn. Nope. He's gonna give himself some breathing room. Reasonable.
Surely it's time to attack Seeker Cache, though. That's just a free go of things.
Ah, all of the characters are red. We see Steward of Law show up here. It's actually really awkward for Kachiko because of this favorable ground.
Yeah, I think it'll get the job done.
Goateh needs to make sure to remove this. Oh, I guess he doesn't have to remove the honor status on the guest here because of Kachiko's honor status. What I'm really confused about is how Erik is gonna this Kachiko's gonna be around for one more turn, right? Like, I mean, Erik, the way Erik's played his board, like, feels like he hasn't taken that into account.
Well, he held back the Cautious Scout to do the Void Conflict.
Oh, sure. Matrim, Erik has one more for shame left. So we see the honored guest be kicked out here. And Trudge position is breaking right now. He's up 11. Erik will have to rival here for sure. Yep, there's the rival. Rival one fate.
Yeah, so he decided that the one fate on the rival was worth more than the one fate on the guest.
I'm not sure I agree with that, but I mean, we'll see how it works out. Yeah, Mittens indeed can't use box. Maybe he's supposed to go for air, Gertie? I'm not sure, honestly. Air does give him some breathing room to keep playing. And because Scorpion's provinces aren't broken, he actually won't deck out of Dynasty nearly as fast as Erik will. So it's reasonable for him to have gone air. I'm not sure.
Is it reasonable to have gone Earth, though?
No, I think going Earth was very unreasonable. I think he should have gone Void.
Yeah, because
the Earth Ring is not voluntary. You must draw a card off the Earth Ring. Oh, yeah, Mittens is saying that the Earth Ring had 2 fate.
So you think he needed it for his line?
Maybe. I mean, that's
but It would have to be for exactly that much fate, because there's one fate on the air ring.
Two fate on the earth ring. Well, Matrim, like what? So, oh no, Goateh chooses not to resolve the earth ring. That's good. That's smart. I completely forgot that you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, that's good. But then that makes it feel like you really needed to have to require... Your line has to require that extra one fate.
So Eric's probably going to attack here with Cautious Scout onto the... Probably on the Secret Cache with Mill Air, if I had to guess.
Yeah, he needs to...
Yeah, Goateh here in chat saying it was the only ring that was definitely wrong, but I got fate greedy.
Such a great comment.
Look, we've all been there, man. You see the fate, and you gotta get it. I need it. Yeah, air is definitely correct. I agree. I agree with Mittens here. Yeah, Inu. I think you should. I think you should void. He's gonna void for sure. Yeah, void kill Kachiko. I think the game is actually officially done now. I don't think that Scorpion.
So I have a question for you.
What's up?
I guess he can have afforded it. If he had some way to actually trigger the ring, it would have been pretty amusing to favorable Asamian for the trigger.
Oh, that's true, right?
But I don't think he could get to one skill, so that doesn't work.
All right, people in my chat, you know, don't click on that. It's very obviously a bot. Mittens, he does have reprise, but both of them have been used already. One here, one here. One was discarded via policy debate, and another was used. We could actually discern. We can discern Goateh's hand, like his entire hand, actually, based on just his conflict deck. So Goateh has Fate Worse Than Death. He has a Meek Informant, I believe, because he's playing two of those. Yeah, he's got a Meek Informant. He has a Calling in Favors. He has a Way of the Scorpion. He has a For Shame. That's 5. Yeah, 1, 2. For Shame, he has... I think a Pathfinder's Blade? Yeah, he has a Pathfinder's Blade. And he has... Oh no, he doesn't have a Meek. He's only playing one Meek. So it's 2 cards, actually. Oh, it's 2 Bonsais.
Well, this is not a very bonsaiable flop for Goat. Yeah, I think this is fine. Hotaru no Fate.
Yeah, real quick, just for chat to see. So this is what Goateh's hand is, or sorry, the rest of Goateh's conflict deck. Plagiarist is currently copying Court Games. I could actually probably discern Eric's remaining cards too, but it's a lot harder. It takes a lot more work.
So how long has this game been going so far? Certainly not a short one.
No, this has been a 2-hour game. But realistically, this has been a very players have been moving at a brisk pace, right? Like we're on turn 9. We're on turn 9, but I don't feel like I'm falling asleep. Like, I think this game has just been really sick. Okay, so illustrious plagiarist on first action uses the copy. We see Hotaru show up. We're gonna maybe see. Well, Fate Worse Than Death is on right now. There's no guest of honor. Maybe you do military air with your scout here. Or mill fire.
Yeah, we're out of Stewies, right?
Yeah. The problem right now is that Voice of Honor is not on, and Fate Worse Than Death is on. And so maybe you're supposed to play Hotaru with 2 Fate.
I like playing her with 0 Fate and leaving the other one. Well, I guess it's in
you can't leave her.
So yeah, I guess this is fine.
Joe, in realistically in Magic, if when the game gets this low, I'd be able to use pen and paper and just write down what I think my opponent has. Like while that was their turn, I'd just be able to like kind of be in my own world and write it down and then keep playing. So I think it's really dumb that you're not allowed to take any kind of notes. But that's a different soapbox that I've already expanded on. I think not taking notes is dumb. It also taking notes deters cheating. I can, if I suspect my opponent of foul play, I can just kind of write down how much honor they should be at, or how much fate they should be at, and then
it creates a paper trail.
Yeah, and then if my opponent somehow ends up at something different, it's like, wait, I know you cheated here. Is he gonna Fate Worse Than Death this? He can't Fate Worse Than Death this scout here. It doesn't even take that much more time, Goateh. When I don't have priority, I can do that stuff. Like, it really doesn't add that much more time.
So, doesn't Goat have to get to 4 honor, or he has to get to 5 honor to actually lose? Or sorry, yeah, 4 honor to actually lose in his next draw step.
No, 5, right?
Well, he can go up to 6 in
in Dynasty. Yeah, sure. Yeah, in draw step for him to lose, he has to be at 4. Agreed. Goateh, obviously, if you're taking notes when priority is on you, that's different. But like realistically, like I don't think it would add time, if any, to gameplay, and it would speed the game up also. Sure, Maniac, but this isn't chess, right? Like, I mean, in other card games, not even just Magic, but like Yu-Gi-Oh! And other card games, you're allowed to take notes. This is just strictly a Fantasy Flight rule. You're not allowed to take notes in any Fantasy Flight game. But that's it wouldn't speed it would either speed the game up or keep it the same, so it's not a negative thing. The judges should be taking notes, but like also like in the Swiss rounds, for instance, if I can take notes. So Erik wins the firing, honors Hotaru here, so Voice of Honor is on. The thing is in games where you don't have a judge, like not a top cut game, you don't necessarily have a judge at your table, right? If I want to take notes in Swiss to make sure my opponent isn't cheating, which could very well happen, or if I want to keep notes to make sure that the board state is proper, I should be able to do so. You just keep separate tallies for fate and honor for both players. Like, even that's super helpful. You cannot Voice of Honor Plagiarist, Matrim. It is not an event. It is an ability. Plagiarist also bypasses the max per conflict. So if Goateh, for instance, had his own court games, he could use Plagiarist court games and his own court games in the same conflict. Plagiarist is a really sick card. I think this card is awesome.
It's definitely...
It's a very Scorpion card, right?
Yeah, it turns events, which are some of the most cancelable things in the game, into a character ability, which is one of the harder things to avoid in the game. It also just takes a lot of skill to time when to copy and when to use the copied ability.
Tenor with a bold prediction saying Erik's going to lose to Dishonor because he has 5 cards in Conflict and 4 in Dynasty.
I do think that there is a possibility for Goat to stall this long enough for Erik to lose. So I do hope Erik is still taking this very seriously. I do think having the Void Ring contested is one of the ways for Erik to still have a way of winning.
So Plagiarist also, one thing to know is that Plagiarist has the traits Courtier and Shugenja, so it's pretty sick.
Remember, there's Way of the Scorpion for Shame and the court games on the Plagiarist available.
Correct.
In addition to Fate Worse Than Death, so there's a lot of sequencing power left.
Yeah, Erik's rival can get for shamed here. Maybe Erik's supposed to defend with Asami.
I think defending with Hotaru is kind of dangerous.
No, he has Voice of Honor.
I think
it's not dangerous.
One Voice of Honor is.
He has two, right?
Scary.
Or how's it scary?
If you put Hotaru into this conflict, and the first action from the Scorpion is to Way of the Scorpion Hotaru, you have to use
yeah.
I
see what you're saying. Sure, yeah. Because we know Goateh's hand here. Goateh doesn't have any. He doesn't have the strength to break this.
Yeah,
no, Scorpion doesn't have
defense.
a meek.
This is how I would have defended. Defend with these two and use first action Asami's ability.
Yep, and that's what he does here. No. Turk Zord, Plagiarist can't disable voice via court games. You would court games and you would dishonor your political rival. Yeah, Erik's gonna go air here. Erik's gonna go air here with Hotaru, and he can steal too.
Well, he has.
Oh, court games to honor himself. I see what you're saying. Yeah. That's definitely better. It doesn't matter though. Like Turk Zord, Goateh here can't win. He doesn't have any cards in his hand. He doesn't have any characters left. Like he's just gonna. Hotaru's just gonna go air. Like he cannot break this. Yeah, you're right for sure, Turk Sword, but he just can't break this. He can't survive. Like he needed to not attack to survive this turn, but then the rival coverts him. Like I actually just think Goateh had no outs.
Yep. See, that's the thing is now Goat with this attack the way he attacked. Erik isn't forced to attack this round anymore.
Yeah, and so Fate Worse Than Death doesn't do anything.
Yeah, because if Goat won this one, he wouldn't have the tools left to stop Hotaru's conflict. But as it stands, he doesn't even need to do anything.
The Asami trigger kills him. No, it doesn't. It doesn't kill him.
The Asami trigger's already been used.
No.
So we're gonna get to next round's conflict phase, but I think that Goat.
Erik has a Harrier maybe too that he could play. Goateh has conceded. I think he's dead anyway. But absolutely a really fun game. Yeah. You have to use Stronghold in Dynasty for sure. The match lasted about 2 hours. Like the match itself lasted about 2 hours, and both players were playing very at a brisk pace. Like they weren't playing like super fast, but they weren't playing slow by any means.
When they took their time, there were real decisions to be made.
Yeah, otherwise it was definitely a brisk pace.
Always happy to see Crane get through.
Yeah, this is kind of how the match goes. It feels like how the matchup goes. Oh, Erik says he has the last Steward in hand, and the For Shame. Yep.
Oh, so we miscounted Stewie's. Yeah, that would easily do it.
1, 2. Yep. No, he had 2 Stewards left.
Yeah, the reason I thought he was out of Stewie's is he's played 4 1-costs so far, which is sometimes the extent of it. But he has that 2.
Yeah, he played 2 Harriers.
What a game.
Yeah,
so Erik is advancing to the round, or top 16.
Yeah, Erik advances to top 16, where he will play against either Handsome Dan or Kakito Minto. And Dan and Minto are playing on the 17th, so Friday at 11 a.m. I should be able to cast that game.
So Minto is on. Minto is our resident Lion Splash expert.
Yeah.
Really is dominating in the mirror match. So I think he wants to face up against Handsome Dan in top 16.
Yeah. Three Legion of One, 3 ready for battle. That's brutal. Is Handsome Dan on Dragon Splash? Is it Saturday?
Yeah, Handsome Dan's on your...
Oh, 17th. Yeah, 17th is Saturday, Dan. I'm sorry. I should be able to cast that also. Goateh is saying he has a game at 4:30 today. Oh, yeah. Your game is at 4:30 PST, though. So, Goateh, I won't be able to cast that one. Any games that are between 6 and 8 every evening is not a game I'm able to cast. I just am busy during those times doing real-life stuff. So... unfortunately, I'll not be able to cast that one. Hopefully, Rega or Kingsley can get to that one. Goateh, you're running the sick anti-Scorpion deck, right? Against the Scorpion?
Yeah, he's probably got like a 50-50 shot.
This is this is the triple Voice of Honor, triple Censure, triple Above Question deck. This deck is lit. Against Scorpions. I don't know how you're gonna fare versus Crab next round, Goateh, but we'll see. It should be cool. Yeah, indeed it's something. So I would Goateh, I would post in yeah, indeed, a laser Soldier Token says it's a laser guided missile pointing directly at the City of Lies. Goateh, I would suggest posting in League Media and seeing if you can grab a streamer. Alright, so that's going to be the game. Thanks again, Luke, for casting. Thanks again, chat, for hanging around. Currently, Joe from Cincinnati is the bits leader. Luke has been slacking. And that'll do it for the stream here. Oh, Luke gets it in at the very end. I shouldn't have said anything. All right, everyone.
Well, I already had someone steal it from me right after the cast before, so I was probably gonna check in a few minutes anyway.
All right, well, that's gonna do it for this stream. Everyone else have a nice rest of your weekend, rest of your week, and take care.